Right, so I'm back with another low effort review. It turns out that even me in my infinite laziness I just refuse. I can't in any way attempt to be as lazy as I want to be. Because what I want to do is just watch it and just try and recap it from memory, because I don't give enough of a shit. I don't care enough about this show, aside from its absolute bastardization of Halo as a franchise, to just go over it specifically. But I just feel too bad about doing that, because that's just terrible. That's awful. I actually despise it. So, what did I decide to do instead? Well, I managed to get my hands on this, and I've actually gone through the entire episode about twice. I watched it once, and then I started doing a review, low effort review, I should say. Hated doing it because I just couldn't remember fuck all, because this episode is so fucking boring. And then I went through it again, wrote down a bunch of stuff. I'm holding. Hearing that, yeah. Hearing that? That's notes. That's notes I've actually written down. I probably still won't hit everything, and Jesus Christ, but yeah, I went over it twice more after the first time, because I guess I like cock and bull torture, to, you know, actually start reviewing it. And write down a bunch of timestamps of just things that I just got really annoyed by. So, we can start with, we can go here-ish. No, here-ish. Here we go. This is when the recap's finally fucking over. Because that's a minute and 43 seconds into this fuck. It basically just, it's an awful recap. Fuck me sideways. Why is it almost 2 minutes worth of fucking recap, and that's not even including the 2-minute scene of the intro? No, not intro, the opening credits. And then we go another minute forward. Skip forward to about to here. Yeah, so this entire fucking scene, this is a nightmare. This is just a nightmare of just logistics as to how the fuck this works. Somehow John, or Master Cheeks, as I was told he's sometimes referred to, just gets up and walks out. Just gets up and walks out of a highly secure facility of experimental super soldiers. Just easy as pie gets out with a gun. Somehow. Like, isn't there anyone fucking standing guard at all, nah? One would assume that would be the case, that there would actually be someone standing guard. But I guess not. Why? No fucking clue. And then we can skip ahead a bit to... Oh, shit, that's on the wrong thing. Here we go. To here. No, actually here. Yeah, that's near enough. Perfect. Have written down... Yeah, John Master Cheeks here starts just chatting to a black Spartan about how they want to escape and run away and desert from Spartan training, you know, the super soldier program training. Turns out that then John is a traitorous bastard to a traitor. It's a double cross, and you just threatens him. No, we need to go back. We need to go back. We need to go. Pointing guns at him. Like, remember what we heard first episode as well, right? He took off his helmet to be, because the gun that diverse female character was holding wouldn't penetrate the armor. Yet he's pointing the gun at the guy's chest. He's pointing that gun at that guy's chest. No, fuck's sake. So yeah, this lasts about 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes, and it's just an awful scene. It's fucking terrible. It's just expositional bullshit. It's not great at all. Skip ahead again to this was something I quite enjoyed noting down, which was Gormless. Oh, fucking Gormless as shit. Jesus, the direction of this poor fucking girl is terrible. Honestly, the showrunners and writers should be fucking ashamed of themselves. So then we need to go to 24. for the next timestamp. Yeah, so Master Cheeks here is trying to describe what slip space is, like how you get around the slip space. And it's one of the few times where they actually try and have some sort of like hard science in the fiction, which is something I do appreciate. But then she just turns around rather smugly with that little smirk that all these fucking things have, and just goes, ruining it. Oh, you're just ruining it. Shut up. Let them explain the universe. If you want to actually have a scene that might be useful and hint at something later on to help build the world that you're fucking currently on, I'm reckoning that this kind of scene would be useful, not this several minutes of wasted bullshit just because we want to paint Master Chief as a cunt. Fucking hell. Alright, skip ahead again. We have a Don't Know McMuffin Variety Hour, and why did you do this? Don't know. Why did you save me? Don't know. What does the artifact do? Don't know. Do you know where we need to go in order to get it appraised? Don't know. It's just what. So there's yes and storytelling and things like this. I would like to try and coin a phrase which is don't know storytelling, in which no one knows exactly what's going on, and shit just happens because it needs to happen to advance the story. Not for any logical reason. It's just let's just make things happen. Why? Don't know. We need it to push a story forward because we can't write. Jesus. We need to skip forward again. Fucking more smugness. Fucking. Oh, yeah, I need to, as I do this, I need to unmute so I can remind myself exactly what's... Oh, there we go. Yeah, that was the end of it. So Joe basically, Master Cheeks basically asks, would you let a kid be executed? She says no, and says, why? Oh, because it's wrong. I mean, what? Why are we betraying Master Chief, or Master Cheeks, sorry, I keep wanting to call him Master Chief because it's Halo. Why are we portraying him as just this amoral piece of shit with no personality and no will of his own? It's just orders. It's just whatever he's ordered to do, he'll just fucking murk people left, right, and center. Like this does not make sense for a character, especially with what he's done now. He's betrayed everything he knew because he didn't want to kill a diverse female character child. It's just awfully written. All right, so that's this one as well. Yes, she finally says thank you. About what, like a fifth of the way into the second episode, for him betraying everything that he knew, everything that he stood for, to save her life. There's finally a thank you that's uttered from her fucking lips after he saved her and attempted to save her entire little shite backwater of a village from the Covenant. Now she says thank you after being a dick for the entire latter half of the first episode. Skipping ahead once again. Oh, sorry. Oh yeah, this is the intro. Yeah, this lasts for too long, and it has an awful, and I mean terrible, absolutely fucking just version of the Halo theme. Why didn't you just use the standard one? Why not just use the standard Halo theme? That's better than the pish that you push in. And then we have on Reach chatting to Dr. Halsey. For some reason, this scientist is treated at the same level of this leader of, like, it's, I'm gonna guess probably the highest rank in any room he walks in, is treating the scientist as if she's on the same level as him, as if their ranks are comparable, and she's just. It feels like she's a command of any scene that she's kind of in when it's with another man. Which might be a pretty cool thing to kind of write if it was done well. It's not. She just seems like someone who could do with a backhand. Jesus fucking wept. Yeah, she's just going, oh, I can trust him. You can trust him after he's just going to betray everything he knew for what you would assume to be no reason. I was like, oh, but the thing might be controlling him. Not you don't know this. He could have done it by himself, and you're for some reason, man, you're treating her like an equal in matters of intergalactic security, like you're like a galactic nation's security, and fight for the very survival of its species. I don't get any of this. But then again, as I said before, this is horribly written. So we're just gonna skip ahead, in which she just thinks that she's superior to everyone else. So in this particular exchange, we're basically told that it's Halsey's orders. That's what they're under. They're not under military orders. They're under Halsey's. So the military doesn't tell them to do fuck all. It's literally Halsey who tells them to things, who gives them orders. Like they just, why? Why isn't the military in charge of these people? Why is it some random bimbo? I don't get it. I don't get it at all. They drop out of slip space for some reason in a fucking asteroid field, and she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna die." A fucking wish. And for some reason the Master Chief knows where this place is. With his former friend. It's an insurrectionist base. It's a pirate base. It's a pirate home. Why the fuck do they know where this is? It just goes on the base, shows off a little bit in his armor for whatever reason, and then all of a sudden he turns up. So he knew where this deserter Spartan was. That he turned pirate. He's been keeping tabs on him, it seems. But the Spartans sent after Master Cheeks don't know where the fuck he's gone. But they know that his slip space signal ended here. Why does Master Cheeks know where this fucking this shit show is, but no one else seems to? So in this little bit, they refer to the insurrectionists as the Resistance. Very Star Warsy. I doubt that you'd refer to anyone on a certain date at the very beginning of the year in 2020 as 2021. What do we 2021? Either way, as the Resistance, you'd call them insurrectionists. And they get told that evil white man who is controlled by the UNSC, or at least propped up by the UNSC, has issued a bounty on her head. Why? No idea. He's just evil white man. He's evil generic white man, so he needs to be evil and try to kill diverse female character, because anyone who hates diverse female character is obviously evil. What's the bet that she's going to come face to face with like the prophets, and they're just going to worship her? We skip forward a fair chunk. Right. We get told there's no law, no police, no government, and no responsibility on a space station that's built into an asteroid. How the fuck does anything work here then? Seriously, why does this anarchic commune just function? Because I can guarantee you it doesn't. This is again writers who don't understand how the world works, just pretending that fuck off. But fuck off. Oh, and this entire fuck, I'll just leave this running. I'm gonna fucking mute it. I'm gonna fucking mute this bullshit and just let this scene play over just how horrendous this is. This is just a fucking Disney ride that's been shut down because it's way too fucking. Look at this. Look at this fucking garbage. Why is this unit running off its own bloody rails? Why does it just shoot out of a fucking hole? Why does it attach itself to a fucking zip line? What? And then it's just, I'm just gonna bravely look out the porthole after being almost scared to death for a terrible design for this fucking thing. It goes through a hole into atmosphere, into no atmosphere. So all these people should be sucked out into space, assuming that all of this isn't just behind. Look, it looks like there's walkways here, and then it's just on a fucking zip line to another bit of asteroid. This should get fucking torn apart. This should be a fucking cat's cradle of just absolute insanity. This shouldn't work in the slightest. This is awful. Again, no. Why don't people know how to write sci-fi anymore? This is just bollocks. It's fucking awful. I wrote it down as one of the dumbest scenes I've ever seen. And Jesus Christ, it's even worse when you go back to watch it for our fucking 5th time. Skip forward again. Here we go. Now this is probably the most unrealistic scene I've ever seen in anything ever. The Black Father came back. Master Cheeks is out of his armor. They weren't content with, you know, just taking off his helmet. He needs to be out of his entire armor. Just for some godforsaken reason, he's just in a black latex suit. I don't know why. Oh yeah, I coined this as the flood spore of high charity. This is high charity, but it's going to turn out to actually just be... Look how awful this looks. It's like, genuinely. Remember the one from the game looked? Like, this is awful. This is terrible. Why? Again? Why do they insist on making things that are meant to look really cool awful? It looks like a fucking flood spore. Then we have a couple of questions as to where the fuck the relic is. Oh, I have this written down in my notes as... why do white women ruin things? Like, for some reason, again, this genocidal mishmash of cultures that worship the Forerunners just has a white woman there just to take orders from, because I had no idea why. And apparently, they're so super advanced, they don't have the ability to, you know, project anything anymore, and he has to draw the Elden Ring in he has to draw the Elden Ring using his finger for some reason. Why didn't they have a recording of it? Why doesn't he have a hololithic display being able to show it? Why didn't he draw it down? Why is he using his fucking finger? And then we have this, look at this fucking bint for God knows what reason, when she should just be actually just flayed. Yeah, no, that okay. I'm just gonna let this scene play out, just because Jesus Christ, look at this. Like, this is three prophets: regret, charity, and faith. No fucking clue. Anyway, and she just goes up to them and just speaks to them like, I don't know. It's like, I put it down on my notes here as Karen versus Prophet. Karen versus Prophets. Karen wins, because she just walks up to them and just makes demands to see their intergalactic manager, and they acquiesce to every single thing that she demands. I don't. These people aren't fucking. It's awful. No, awful. Why is a genocidal race not like, if they know they need this kind of person to activate any of the Forerunner tech, just enslave them. Just have them pinned to a wall until you need them. Why are you treating her like she's a fucking saint? Then it just goes fucking dull again, and then the fucking boring our sit around a table talk. Turns out the Captain Keys, for some reason, is still black, because they needed diversity, I get, for some godforsaken reason. Like, again, I have to continue the question is, why didn't you just go, okay, let's just take Halo 1 and turn it into a TV show? Just take Halo 1 and just turn it into a TV show. Don't do any, just take the entire story, change it, I might need a bit, just to change it a little bit for TV, because it's a lesser art form, it's a lesser media form, it's a lesser art form than gaming, so just take that and just alter it as you might need to for the lesser art form that is television, or the streaming equivalent of television now. Just do that, and you would have one of the most badass black characters in gaming history, in my opinion, which would be Sergeant Johnson. Because Sergeant Johnson is an absolute fucking badass. I could get this for a fucking amazing idea. You could do an entire series about about Johnson. Sergeant Johnson. Did I say Captain Johnson? I might have done. Anyway, you could have done an entire series about Sergeant Johnson. Like, his from as being like essentially like a Mark I Spartan, like the beginnings of the idea of the Spartan project, through. Do you realize how many people would love that? The supposed quote unquote fans. We'll get to that in a minute. I certainly would love to see that. Yes, again, just down the notes, boring fucking sit around a table talk. Fucking Queen of the Karens here just says, oh, we can We can replace the Spartans' minds with Cortana. Why is with an AI, which would be Cortana? Why is diverse female admiral turn around? Why when Halsey has just been a dick? Why didn't she just turn around and go, that project's been shelved for the time being. We might look into it, but it really depends. Why is Halsey being treated as an equal in these situations when she could just turn around and would be entirely within her rights to just turn around and go, well, it's been shelved. We're not really sure about the tech. We'll take a look at it, and if it's promising, we'll get back to you. Although as I say, it has been shelved, and just fucking squeeze Halsey as badly as Halsey's squeezing her. But again, for some reason, and I wrote it down later in my notes as well, that Halsey is being treated as if she is an abusive, almost like an abusive mother, but she's also this super genius that can almost do no wrong. Like, there's no punishment that's going to come for her. She's just treated almost like a perfect being, even though she's a... Anyway. Continuing on again. Just going to skip all this shit. Oh, Cancer Halsey, as I like to call her. If they're talking about how they have hormone pellets in that suppress memories and feelings and stuff. Why? Fuck knows. Evil white man just shoots people for, being disloyal to him. Does it publicly, doing it in a bit of a sing-songy way. Yeah. So at the end of this, 25. It is 25. I was almost right. Yeah, this black screen that's just gonna come up here lasts for 5 full fucking seconds. Like, this lasts for 5 full seconds, and I can't for the life of me figure out why, unless it's just to pad out the runtime. Which is entirely possible, I will grant you. But also at the same time, Jesus Christ. Yeah, so evil white man does evil white man things. While singing a jaunty tune. Jesus Christ, you could have done so many better roles, and you're just doing evil white man role because you need evil white man, because these people who make these kind of shows are just racist fucks. And yeah, so diverse female character is sad and angry and was like, I wanted justice, or no, it's not. Sure, it's not revenge or what? No, it's justice. Oh, they're easily confused. Oh, actually, there's a bit of a nice thing here. 25:45. Let's see if I can get it a bit clearer, shall we? 25:45. Here we go. I went a bit over it. Fuck. Come on. You can do it. Can you go by second if I do this? No. This? Nope. No, that's by minute. Oh, shit. Still 10 seconds. Oh, that's how I increase. Oh my god, I can increase volume beyond it. Oh no, I'm decreasing that. Right, okay, no. So we just unpause it. Okay, there we go. So, is there a single non-white male in this group? Non-white, non-male, I should say. Look at it. I'm pretty sure that they're all white males in that fucking group. There isn't a single bad black man or woman. It's painful how on the nose from modern day Hollywood politics this is, where you can't have a bad black person do a bad thing. They all have to be morally virtuous. It's only white people who can be evil, because again, both sides of that are just plain racism. Continuing on. The next timestamp I actually have is a minute later, because the rest of it is just boring as fuck. I have this written down, just whamming and feelings. Yeah, they're just sitting around talking about how How my entire family was killed when I was just a bit younger than you. You see, I'm more traumatized than you. I understand more than you, girl. And then they bond, I guess. I don't know. It doesn't really go anywhere. Yeah, they're also talking about having justice when they're on a pirate base, right? And this I actually wrote down because again, you're on a fucking pirate base. You're on a but you have all this fucking food. You have all this food. You're on an outlaw insurrectionist base as far as being able to best figure. With this amount of food, this amount of water, you have to be getting it from somewhere. You just can't steal it all the time. Where's your ship if you do? Oh God, what else would there be in this situation? Like fucking, as we'll see later, they just keep mentally insane people just locked up in cages and treat them like fucking zoo animals, because that's woke. That's that fucking just big brain time. Just mental asylums. You know, they're the big brain. All this will just be fucking stolen unless he has a bigger gun. But you know, there we go. Yeah. Just casual drug use for some reason here. Again, I don't know why. Skip ahead a bit. Just stamps a smiley face on his hand, saying, "Oh, that means he trusts you." Why the fuck does he? Why the fuck should he trust you? He doesn't know you. He doesn't know you at all. All this is done is just for a cute moment to make all the women in the audience go, "Aww." I think that a lot of these episodes were written by women as well, because again they just do things for their own fucking feelings, not what makes sense. I guess these stupid absolute fucking idiots. Skipping ahead again. Okay, this I will actually play in full. Not this bit. This can actually go fuck itself. And then he's just stood there looking like a lemon for some reason. This I like. Probably the happiest I've been whenever I see this. Because I have an obsession, and I will say it's a bit of a problem. I will admit, it's ship porn. Whenever you just have long, sweeping, just sections of time dedicated just along the side of a ship. Oh, it's one of the reasons why I can't play Battlefleet Gothic for too long, because I just end up losing all my fluids. Oh, I fucking adore ship porn. Oh, it's so nice. Alright, so let's continue on back to the sadness. I should have it written down as ship porn in my notes as well. Diverse Spartan squad hunts the Master Cheeks. Just going on about how they can't find his beacon, even though they've dropped out space, but they should also know that there's a pirate base in the area, since Master Chief knew where it is, Master Cheeks knew where it is, so why aren't they... Again, this is just a set of logic that I don't think these people understand. Miranda, turns out, don't worry, still black. Still half black for some godforsaken reason. She just sounds like a scared 15-year-old whenever she's interacting with anyone. It's like she has no confidence in her own abilities or her own prowess for doing anything, and just goes along with whatever she's being told, even though she is told constantly that she's really good at doing stuff. Diverse Admiral is told it just tells her, like, look at that body language. Look at this body language. It's slumped forward. It's like a 15-year-old getting told off by their mum. That's what this looks like. That's what this looks and feels like to me. It's just a storm off to my room. Continuing on. Fucking okay. What's this timestamp I've got? Yes, so for some reason the diverse female character, Quan, just spills the beans for no reason as to what it did. Like it deactivated the entire base last episode and reactivated the ship for some goddamn reason. And then just he grabs it let's say it, and later on they discover that Forerunner stuff doesn't actually activate for all humans, even though it should do. But it does for some people who are more than human, which made me just go, these writers fucking they watched Stargate earlier on, didn't they? Like, they watched Stargate fairly recently, so they decided to rip off that particular fucking part of it for some goddamn reason. Oh yeah, so they call it rubble. It's a fucking shambles. It's a fucking nightmare. Like, oh look at the fucking pink hair over there. But like, how the fuck does Master Cheeks know about this? Like, at all? Like, it just doesn't make sense. Oh, orders churros, doesn't have to pay, of course, because there's no money, because it's a communist utopia here for some reason. It's an anarcho-communist future that's so terrific and brilliant. There's no responsibilities. That's why the air's still running. There's food. There's housing. There's even social care, as we're about to see. But of course, you know, there's of course no responsibilities. But they have this little area sectioned off for the insane people. There's also haha jokes here, in which he's just going, yeah, no, don't get too close to them, and he goes, haha, I'm only joking. Look at that fucking face. And he went on. No responsibilities, remember? No responsibilities for the criminally insane. You know, just lock them up. Lock them up in cages and feed them like fucking zoo animals. Big oof. For some reason, let's skip ahead again because it doesn't fucking matter. They actually treat people who are insane like zoo animals in this. It's actually pretty gross. Because it's played off like as a good thing and as serious. If it was a joke, I'd be going ha 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 ha. I find this amusing. But this is played off for serious as a good thing. It's a big oof. It's a big oof. Then we have Mr. Lucky Man, who can answer the questions that they have. He's another insane person who licks things for some godforsaken reason. We find out here, yeah, about here, that he was taken up into a Covenant ship and tested to see if he could activate 4 other artifacts. Why didn't they just kill him? Why didn't they just kill him afterwards, since he's not useful? Why did they just let him go? I mean, I know that. It's bad writing. It's not even an escape. That was a daring Spartan raid that managed to free. No, it was just he's just here now for some reason. Then he just starts going ha 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 ha. Oh, but I can activate it. So, but you don't want them to win, do you? No. Then what you should do is kill yourself and destroy the artifact. Well, I'm going to destroy it now. He grabs it, and for some reason, this doesn't deactivate the station. You remember last time it deactivated an entire like UNSC base. This place is a shit show. Why isn't it disabled this? Seriously, why hasn't this been disabled? What the fuck? Again, it's an artifact of does what you need it to do at that moment that you need doing it. Fucking ridiculous. I have this written down as the dreams, Mason. The dream. Christ. 4122. Let's go to here then. Just skipping over a bunch of bullshit. Master Cheeks wants to go back to the UNSC. Well, diverse female character. It was at this point that I just kind of gave up, if I'm honest. They're arguing why he should stay, but it was just like, oh, but they tried to kill me and want you dead, and yeah, great. Then we get a chat about loyalty from a deserter. Who's just going, oh no, you gave me 10 minutes. You gave me 5 minutes to escape after I decided to betray the place that took me in, as far as I know, because you had no memories of this right now, did you? And then he's asking him to trust him, if he can trust him, to see if he can leave a diverse female character with him. And he's like, oh, of course you can trust me. You know, trust the trust the man who's already proven himself to be disloyal, who ran away and deserted military, who you just blew up and argued with, and you have just agreed to leave diverse female character with him, the one girl you consider more important than literally your entire life. She's complaining about not getting a say, and I just why should you have a say? You're a fucking child. You're a child who doesn't know anything about the fucking state of anything. Shut up. Continuing on. Is it obvious? I just don't give enough of a fuck. I just don't care enough. Okay, I'm gonna have to turn on music for this. Yeah, fuck it. I could just edit around it. So I'd like to describe this. As yeah, it's generic. It's generic. It's just generic military action sci-fi music. There's nothing about it that makes me go, oh, this is sad. This is somber. It's just generic. Like, not even the sound and music design makes any sense in this fucking piece of garbage. From a top down, just from bottom up or top down, not which way you look at it, it's just broken in every sense of the fucking word. It was at this point here, when Halsey turns up and he looks back at her, that suddenly realized, well, you know, they kind of paint Halsey as an abuser, but still have her as being morally correct almost every time. And everyone in that fucking room knows what they did to make the Spartan, but for some reason Halsey's still treated as morally correct in all of these situations, or to be looked at for advice. I do not understand why. 15. Oh no, that's where I was. It's 46:50. Yeah, this next scene is just an entirely wasted 27 seconds. Look, it's just 27 seconds of just this, of her just looking at it and just having a strum of the bean. She's strumming her bean, looking at this artifact, and just like, oh yeah. I know why they're doing it. It's to pad out the runtime, because they couldn't at all do anything. They couldn't do anything else. They made an entirely original concept that's awful within the Halo universe using established characters, and yet just did it terribly, just awfully, 100% crap on every fucking level, apart from maybe the costumes, because they look actually kind of decent. And then I just have feelings. It's just pure exposition moments with feelings and cells. You know, just feelings and cells, feelings in cells, not incels, in cells. And I actually wrote this down as something that's quite curious. So, I have the distinct feeling that the writers didn't intend this, but everyone who is currently dying under evil white man's fault, under evil white man's rule. Again, I think there's no non-white non-males in the background. Everyone who's currently dying as a result of evil white man is actually, unintentionally by the writers, a direct result of diverse female character not telling the truth. Like, her lie has cost how many people their lives, but I can guarantee you she's not going to face anything for it. It's going to be played off as, no, he's just evil, so he's in the wrong, when she has just all she had to do was turn around and say, yes, it was the Spartans came down to save me and my people from the Covenant. Again, I don't understand. The people who write this don't understand what they're doing. Continuing on. Oh, this is a rare scene in today's world. This is very rare. Are you ready? Are you ready, guys? Boobs and ass. TNA. There's a nice bit of TNA. That's something that we don't get enough of anymore. And then more feelings and cells, and then we get Cancer Halsey again as the show ends. Ah, Christ, this has taken a while for me to do because whenever I went to attempt to do it, I just wanted to kill myself. I just wanted to die, and I have to catch up on all the other episodes, and I just don't want to, but I need to actually do it because I made a commitment. So I shall say this. Holy fuck, why does this show even exist? Why does this show even exist? Seriously, why does this show exist if we are to believe that... Well, almost... I just hate these people. I hate the show. I fucking hate everything to do with it. This horribly acted, terribly written, horrible CGI. Just non-understanding of the basics of storytelling of any of this, and it's just saturated with modern day politics, just at its core, and it's just with race swapping people left, right, and fucking center. I just don't understand why. Well, no, I do understand why they do it, although it's just tear down another thing that people love. But what I do love, particularly about this entire ordeal, is the one episode that they released on YouTube in order to try and drag people into pain for the service. They took down because the ratio was hovering at about 60% down, 50% down. Get fucked. Right, that's it for this fucking episode. I'll get on to watching episode 3 now.